Hello, cyberspace. I have a really awesome message to share today. I'm here to talk about how to change your appearance using the law of attraction. Now, this is something that's really widely talked about, and I think it's an awesome idea. I'm on fire with it, it's amazing. But I want to talk about a little side of it that people don't talk about as much. So, if you're familiar with the law of attraction, you know that it's the idea that your thoughts create your reality. Now, in the mainstream world, in cognitive behavioral therapy, they use the same idea with I believe they call it the cognitive triangle or the cognitive triad. And it's basically the idea that everything that we do is affected by, so there's our behaviors, which create emotions, which create thoughts, which result in more behavior. So, with that, the idea that if you are happy, you're gonna do something. You're gonna think a good thought, which is gonna result in you doing a good thing, which is gonna like happy behavior, and it's gonna continue to repeat. Same with negativity. If you feel sad, you're gonna think like something happens that causes you to feel some sort of abandonment or loneliness. You're gonna say, "Oh, I'm alone. Everybody hates me," which is going to cause you to take refuge in yourself and push away other people, which is going to result in you feeling more lonely, and the cycle repeats. So the idea is to prevent that thought. Now, you can see how this bridges so beautifully with the law of attraction that your thoughts create your reality. So with this, we use the processes of a lot of times for changing your appearance, visualization, vision boards, and affirmations. For me personally, affirmations and visualizations were the most important things, specifically affirmations. Now, with this, you can use a lot of specific affirmations. I hear a lot of people saying, like, oh, I love my abs, or just like, my skin is clear, I feel so good, things like that. I mean, maybe that's not super specific, but things like that, which do work, and those are great to use. But for me personally, the most beneficial affirmations have been things like I am healthy, I am kind, and most importantly, I deserve to reach my goals. I deserve to feel better. I deserve to feel good. I deserve it. It's been so life changing for me, because that's the thing. It's your body, it's your flesh suit, and you deserve to feel and look and present yourself exactly how you want to be. You deserve for your insides and your outsides to match. You deserve that mental image to match your outside. And for a lot of people, unfortunately, we tend to experience some sort of dysmorphia with your face or your body. You might have so many people around you being like, "What's wrong? You're so beautiful. Why don't you see it?" Or, "You're so, like, you look amazing. You seem so fit. Why do you want to work out? Why do you want to lose weight?" And a lot of times those people, though they might be in a limiting mindset themselves and think that that's just how you can be and that's just normal, most of the time they might be right, that you are beautiful just the way you are, but your mind doesn't let you see it because you're constantly saying things that, "I am ugly, I am not worth it, I'm whatever," and that's just not right. That's not okay. That's not healthy. And so you need to be kind to your flesh suit, which is why I am kind has been so important to myself. Sometimes I catch myself thinking things that I would never say out loud, or I especially would never say to another person, to a child, to someone I love, but I say it to myself. And why would you do that? Like, if anything, you should be kinder to yourself than you are to others, because yourself is the only person who's always around. I mean, you should treat others exactly how you would want to be treated. That's the golden rule. But affirmations have been extremely helpful for me because of this. And I think it's really interesting to look at the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's just on fire right now. All people are talking about it because it's such an amazing message. And he talks a lot about how when you're trying to develop a new habit, let's say, for example, you want to be a runner, you want to be fit. You're like, okay, I'm going to start running every day. And then once I start running, then I'm going to be a runner and I'll be fit and it'll be great. And so you're like, okay, I gotta do this run, and then I gotta force myself to do it again and again and again, and then I'll be a runner and then I'll like it. but he basically says it actually starts with identity. You have to say, no, I'm a runner. And then once that identity is ingrained, you will naturally pick up those behaviors. And so, yeah, you can do things to make it easier for you to start to do it, make things simpler, and add it on to your already existing routine. You do things that you already enjoy, and you add things to it that you know you will continue to enjoy to make it actually work and to make it sustainable, because that's so important, is to be sustainable with it. It's your flesh suit. Do what you want with it. It is your flesh suit. Do what you want with it. Be kind to your flesh suit. It's doing everything it can for you. It's giving its everything for you. So you don't need to make it feel like work. You don't need to be forcing yourself to eat things you hate if you don't want to eat it. You don't need to deprive yourself of all of your favorite foods. You can find new foods you like, introduce it, try new things. I love to do that personally. I love to try new flavors at the grocery store, try and find produce that I've never used, or try and cook it a way I've never done that before, because that is something I personally enjoy. Maybe for you, it can be trying new restaurants that you know are going to be more sustainable for you, more healthy and sustainable for your body, and going and trying a new dish or something like that. That's always a good way to do it, or even if it's just trying new exercises or something. You shouldn't feel like you can't do something. Maybe even for you, if the most sustainable thing you can do is decide to portion your chips into a bowl instead of eating them straight out the bag while you're working. That has been something that's helpful for me, because I do still have my vices and my foods that, as much as I know it's not good for my body, it's good for my heart. So do what makes you feel good. Really. Because, you might say going to the gym doesn't make you feel good, but maybe you realize that if you do a lower intensity exercise, it just makes you feel good that you went. There are some days that I go to the gym and I walk in and I go up to the locker room and I put my jacket in there and I go stretch, and then I go home, and I know that I could have done it at home and I wasn't really doing anything to really add to my fitness routine that day, but I felt accomplished in the fact that I went. I felt like I wasn't breaking my habit and I wasn't letting myself down, but I also was being realistic and sustainable with myself. So you don't have to be perfect anytime. I believe it was Les Brown who says, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing poorly, or worth doing badly. They always say if it's worth doing well, but sometimes you just gotta be good to yourself. You don't have to say, oh, I ate one bad thing today, so I'm just screw today, because if it's, I personally think that working on your appearance is something that's worth doing, and it's worth doing badly if that's all you can do. If your best option is just to park a little bit farther away, then do it. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm just saying, even if it might feel a little like you're laughing at yourself for making the choice, you know what? Smiling takes muscles, so there you go. Maybe you want your exercise that day to be watching stand-up comedy or something instead of watching your normal drama, because you laugh a little bit more. Work those ab muscles. It's all about being happy and finding joy, because I personally think everybody looks better with a smile. And as you change your identity and you say, I am healthy, I am beautiful, that dysmorphia I talked about earlier will start to fade away, and you will be able to see yourself through the lens of love. Because some people say they have a face that only a mother could love, but I personally believe that you can look at everyone through the state of love, those rose-colored glasses, and you can see how beautiful you truly are, and you can see how beautiful others truly are. And honestly, when people are filled with that love and that unconditional acceptance and joy and confidence and courage, it radiates off of it. It makes you magnetic, and people see it and they love it. You glow. It changes your skin. It's radiant. It's amazing. I hope that you all see the true radiance in yourself, because you are beautiful, you are whole and complete, you are enough, and I really hope that one day you see it for yourself. I hope you already do. I hope you see it forever, and I love you. Have a beautiful day.